Your viewers outside London may not know this, but in London on a daily basis before the virus, we have more than 4 million tube journeys and more than 6 million bus journeys. At the moment, we're running roughly at 5% of tube capacity and about 10% of buses, which is to adhere to social distancing. We can't increase that much more and not breach the rules. So we're saying a number of things. Firstly, the government today will be issuing guidance saying anybody who is in a confined space and can't keep their social distance, for example, using public transport, should wear non-medical facial coverings to stop themselves inadvertently passing on the virus. And so from today, our transport staff will be wearing the basic face masks to stop themselves passing on the virus. But the advice is quite clear. Please only use public transport if you really, really have to. And if you do, avoid the rush hour. And a message to any employers who are asking their staff to return to work is please stagger your start times, stagger your shifts, so we can make sure that we don't have public transport congested at rush hour, which could lead to the virus spreading faster than it currently is. Came from around the world and experts in America, Canada, Germany, South Korea, Taiwan, elsewhere is the non-medical facial covering stops the virus. You could be asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic, and you may pass it that way. It doesn't stop you catching it, but it stops passing on. But the advice isn't to wear the gloves. June 1st, as the Prime Minister said, reception year 1 and year 6. The key thing again, Kay, is not to have too many children using public transport during rush hour. So we're asking the government to work with the schools to see if it's possible to stagger the start times and the end times of schools. I mean, on a normal day before this virus, we have, roughly speaking, 1.5 million children using our buses and, roughly speaking, 200,000 children using our tubes. So I welcome only some classes returning on June the 1st. The key thing is to make sure we don't inadvertently push children onto busy tubes and busy buses during rush hour. I've seen no evidence yet how that can happen. The key thing I'm aware of is even as we speak, I know there are Londoners who are losing their lives as a consequence of this awful virus. And what's important is we don't inadvertently allow the virus to spread fast again, which could lead to a second spike, which could overwhelm the NHS. We in London and across the country have put in a monumental effort so far, following the instructions to save lives and protect the NHS. What I think would be unwise is for us to inadvertently rush back to lift the lockdown, which could lead to a further spread. I'm quite clear. My interpretation from what the Prime Minister said last night, and we discussed this during the Cobra meeting, is the lockdown is still there for at least 3 weeks. The social distancing measures are still in place. What the Prime Minister and Dominic Raab are setting out is a roadmap about what could happen in the future, but at each stage, we've got to review the evidence, see what's happening. What we don't want to do is have to go into reverse gear. That's why it's really important we are cautious. I understand the reason why everyone needs hope. What's even more important is to save lives. Yes, good idea, including Eurostar as well. But also we're going to test, trace and isolate. For some reason, the government abandoned this in the second week of March. It's crucial. All the successful countries have been doing it. We've got to do it as well.
We will make America great again.